9 rules of success. Rule 1, start small, but start anyway. Let's talk about something really important. The very first step. It's easy to dream big. It's easy to say, one day I'll write a book, or someday I'll open my own business, or I want to become healthier and happier. We all have dreams and goals like that. But here's the truth. Dreams stay dreams unless we actually begin. And that's where rule number 1 comes in. Start small, but start anyway. This rule is simple, but it's deeply powerful. It reminds us that you don't have to have all the answers. You don't need to have the perfect plan, the ideal timing, or all the tools. What matters most is just starting, even if it's tiny, even if it's messy, even if you're scared, especially if you're scared. Imagine a seed, small, quiet, barely noticeable. But when it's planted in the soil and watered, even just a little, something magical happens. It grows roots, slowly stretches upward, and one day becomes a strong, beautiful tree. That's exactly how our dreams and goals work. You might not be able to write a full book today, but you can write one sentence. You might not be ready to run a marathon, but you can start with a walk around the block. You may not have all the money or knowledge to start a business, but you can research one article today or sketch out your first idea. That small action, that tiny spark, is the beginning of something big. The beauty of starting small is that it removes the pressure. You're not trying to do everything at once. You're not trying to be perfect. You're simply saying, I'm moving forward. And that forward motion builds confidence, builds energy, and builds momentum. It's like rolling a snowball. It starts tiny, but with each roll it grows bigger and stronger. Starting small also teaches you patience. It allows you to learn and adjust without feeling overwhelmed. You'll discover things you didn't know. You'll make mistakes, and that's okay. Every step, even the awkward ones, teach you something valuable. Think about people who've done great things. They all began with humble steps. Steve Jobs started Apple in a garage. J.K. Rowling wrote the first Harry Potter book in cafes while raising her child alone. Oprah Winfrey started her media journey as a local news anchor. None of them had a perfect beginning. They simply started and kept going. That's what makes the difference. And you know what? Sometimes we get stuck because we're waiting for the right moment. But the right moment is a myth. Life will always be busy. You'll always have doubts. Conditions may never be 100% perfect. But your willingness to take action, even when things aren't perfect, is what sets you apart. Starting anyway is an act of courage. It tells the world, and yourself, that you're serious, that you're not just a dreamer, but a doer. So today, whatever your goal is, big or small, just start. Don't worry about how far you have to go. Don't worry if it feels insignificant. Your journey matters. Your progress matters. If you can take one small step today, and another tomorrow, and another the next day, you'll look back one day and realize how far you've come. You'll be amazed. Start with a whisper, a scribble, a single move. Just start. The path will unfold as you walk it. That first step, however small, is a victory. It's the seed of all that you want to become. So go ahead. Start small, but start anyway. The rest will follow. Rule 2. Be consistent, not perfect. Here's something that can truly change your life if you understand it deeply. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. That's the heart of rule number 2. It's a gentle, powerful reminder that success isn't about flawless execution or never making mistakes. It's about showing up again and again, even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when you feel like you're not making progress. We live in a world that celebrates overnight success and highlights the perfect moments, the perfect body, the perfect grades, the perfect home, the perfect life. But the truth is, none of that comes from perfection. It comes from consistency. Think of anything truly great. Strong relationships, healthy bodies, creative projects, successful careers. They're all built over time through small, repeated actions. It's brushing your teeth every day, not just once for an hour. It's writing 1 page a day, not waiting until you feel inspired to write 100. It's choosing a salad today, even if you had a donut yesterday. That's what consistency looks like. Steady, human, and real. Perfection, on the other hand, is a trap. It whispers lies like, if I can't do it perfectly, I won't do it at all, or one mistake means I've failed. But let's be honest. Perfection isn't realistic. Life is messy. We all have setbacks. We all miss a workout, forget to practice, lose motivation, or have bad days. That's normal. What matters more is what you do after those moments. Do you give up, or do you come back? Consistency says, it's okay. Just start again. Keep going. That's where the real magic happens. Over time, consistent effort, even if it's small, adds up in powerful ways. Think of a drop of water falling on a rock. One drop does nothing, but thousands over time can carve deep into stone. That's the power of showing up day after day, even imperfectly. Let's take another example. Imagine you're learning to play the guitar. If you wait until you have an hour of free time and the perfect mood, you might only practice once a week, or less. But if you commit to just 10 minutes a day, even on the days you're tired, even if you mess up every chord, you'll improve far more than someone chasing perfection once in a while. Why? Because practice builds habit, and habit builds progress. The same goes for anything. Learning, saving money, exercising, building confidence, or even healing from something difficult. The goal is to keep showing up, keep trying, and keep moving forward. Not to get everything right every time. When you shift your mindset from perfection to consistency, life becomes more forgiving. You become more patient with yourself. You begin to trust that progress is happening, even if you don't see it immediately. You stop chasing unrealistic standards and start building something solid, something sustainable. You become resilient, focused, and grounded. And the best part? You learn to celebrate your effort, not just your results. Every time you show up, even when it's hard, you are proving to yourself that you are committed, that you are growing, that you care. So don't wait until you feel perfect. Don't stop just because you slipped up. Be kind to yourself. Be steady. Be consistent. Remember, it's better to walk slowly every day than to sprint once and stop. Because in the end, it's not perfection that builds your dreams. It's persistence. It's the gentle, quiet power of showing up over and over again. That's where true strength lives. So keep going, one imperfect step at a time. That's rule number 2, and it works. Rule 3, learn from failure, not fear it. Let's be honest. Nobody likes to fail. It feels uncomfortable, embarrassing, and sometimes heartbreaking. But here's the truth that rule number 3 teaches us. Failure isn't the end. It's part of the path. It's not something to fear, but something to learn from. In fact, failure is one of life's most powerful teachers. When you shift your mindset and stop seeing failure as something terrible and start seeing it as a stepping stone, everything changes. Think about how we learn to walk as babies. We fall a lot. But do we give up? No. We get up again and again until walking becomes natural. That's how progress works. Not through instant success, but through trial and error. And yet, as we get older, we begin to fear failure. We worry about what people will think, how we'll look, and whether we're good enough. That fear can be so strong that it keeps us from even trying. But here's the truth. The real failure isn't in falling down. It's in never getting back up. Failure gives us feedback. It shows us what didn't work so we can figure out what will. Every mistake is a message, a clue, a lesson wrapped in discomfort. Maybe you tried a new job and it didn't go well. Maybe you started a project and it fell apart. Maybe you trusted someone and got hurt. These things hurt, yes, but they also teach. They teach you about your limits, your values, your strengths, and the areas you can grow. They teach you about resilience, patience, and creativity. When you approach failure with curiosity instead of shame, you open yourself to incredible growth. You start to ask better questions like, what can I do differently next time? Or, what did this experience show me? About myself? That's when failure becomes fuel. Some of the most successful people in history failed, not just once, but many times. Thomas Edison tried over 1,000 times to invent the light bulb. He said, I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work. Each failure brought him closer to success. And here's something comforting. Everyone fails. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you're trying, that you're putting yourself out there, that you're brave enough to reach beyond your comfort zone. People who never fail often aren't doing anything new or bold. They're just playing it safe. But safety doesn't lead to growth. Taking risks, even small ones, is how you stretch, learn, and discover your true potential. Fear of failure can keep you frozen, stuck in the same place, watching others move forward while you hesitate. But when you let go of that fear and accept failure as part of the process, you unlock a kind of freedom. You give yourself permission to be human, to stumble, and to rise stronger each time. Imagine you're learning to ride a bicycle. You wobble, you fall, you scrape your knee, but you get back up. Why? Because you know you'll get better if you keep trying. That's the spirit of rule number 3. Failure is not your enemy. Fear is. Fear tries to whisper, don't try, you'll mess up. But wisdom whispers back, try anyway. Even if you mess up, you'll learn and you'll grow. Every failure adds to your story, builds your strength, and shapes your wisdom. It gives you empathy for others, deeper understanding of yourself, and the tools to do better next time. So, The next time you fall short or something doesn't go the way you hoped, don't let it stop you. Pause, reflect, and ask yourself what the experience is teaching you. Then, pick yourself up, carry those lessons with you, and keep going. You are not your failures. You are the person who learns from them and becomes better because of them. That's what rule number 3 is all about. Learn from failure. Don't fear it. It's how we grow, how we discover our strength, and how we eventually succeed, one lesson at a time. Rule 4. Surround yourself with the right people. One of the most powerful influences on your journey in life is not just what you do, but who you do it with. And that's what rule number 4 is all about. Surround yourself with the right people. This means choosing to spend your time, energy, and heart with people who truly support, inspire, and uplift you. Not those who drain your energy, make you doubt yourself, or hold you back. Life is already full of challenges, and the people around you can either help you rise or pull you down. It's like climbing a mountain. If you're with people who encourage you, who cheer you on, who help carry your load when you're tired, the climb becomes bearable, even joyful. But if you're with people who criticize your every step, laugh when you slip, or secretly hope you fail, the same journey becomes 10 times harder. That's why choosing the right people is not just helpful, it's essential. The right people are those who see your potential, even when you don't. They believe in your dreams, not because you're perfect, but because they know what you're capable of becoming. They don't compete with you. They grow with you. They're honest, but kind. They don't flatter you with fake praise or crush you with harsh words. Instead, they give you real feedback with love and care. They celebrate your wins no matter how small, and when you fail, they don't say, "I told you so." They say, "It's okay. What did you learn? Let's try again." These people help you become the best version of yourself, not by forcing you to change, but by standing with you while you change. Their energy rubs off on you. If they are focused, motivated, kind, and resilient, you start to become more like that too, almost without realizing it. And just as important as surrounding yourself with the right people is recognizing when to walk away from the wrong ones. That can be hard. Sometimes the people holding us back are close friends, old acquaintances, or even family members. But if someone constantly criticizes you, discourages you, laughs at your goals, or makes you feel small, you have to ask yourself, is this the kind of energy I want in my life? You can love someone from a distance. You can wish them well, but still protect your space. Because your dreams matter. Your growth matters. Your peace matters. Life is too short to spend it proving your worth to people who don't value it. Choose instead to invest in relationships that bring out your light, not your fear. Think about a garden. If you want flowers to grow, you need sunlight, water, and rich soil. People are the same. We bloom in the presence of warmth, encouragement, and care. We flourish when we feel safe to be ourselves, to dream big, and to make mistakes without judgment. The right people are like that nourishing soil. They give you space to grow and roots to stay grounded. And here's something magical. When you surround yourself with kind, passionate, thoughtful people, you start becoming that kind of person too. You become more generous, more focused, more hopeful. And then you become someone else's right person. You pass on the strength that was given to you. So take a moment to reflect on the people around you. Who lifts you up? Who helps you grow? Who challenges you to be better in a loving way? Keep those people close. And if you haven't found them yet, don't worry. They're out there. But first, be that kind of person yourself. Kindness attracts kindness. Dreams attract dreamers. And love attracts love. Rule number 4 is a reminder that while you may walk your path alone at times, you don't have to walk it lonely. With the right people beside you, even the hardest road can feel like an adventure worth taking. Choose your circle wisely, because they don't just influence your life, they shape your future. Rule 5, focus on progress, not speed. In a world that constantly pushes us to move faster, achieve more, and do everything right now, rule number 5 comes as a gentle and important reminder. Focus on progress, not speed. It's easy to feel like you're falling behind when you see others posting their wins, showing off their achievements, or reaching milestones before you do. But life is not a race. It's a personal journey. Everyone's path is different, and the pace at which you travel doesn't define your worth. What matters most is that you're moving forward, no matter how slowly. Progress is about growth, about becoming better than you were yesterday. Even if you take just one small step, today that's still progress, and that one step matters. The truth is, lasting change and meaningful success are built slowly, over time, with patience and persistence. Not by rushing, not by burning out, and certainly not by comparing your pace to someone else's. Think of it this way. Imagine two people climbing a mountain. One rushes ahead, skipping steps, out of breath, exhausted by halfway. The other moves steadily, step by step, pausing to rest and refocus. The one who paces themselves wisely, even if they move slower, is more likely to make it to the top without giving up. That's the power of focusing on progress. It allows you to sustain your journey. When you obsess over speed, you may cut corners, ignore your limits, and miss important lessons along the way. But when you care about progress, you pay attention to how you're growing. You build strong habits. You appreciate small victories. You give yourself space to make mistakes and learn from them. You become more mindful, more self-aware, and more connected to the journey itself. Speed can be exciting, yes, but it can also be deceiving. Fast doesn't always mean good. It doesn't always mean real. Some of the greatest accomplishments in history were not rushed. They took years, sometimes decades, of quiet effort, trial and error, and steady improvement. Think about people learning a new skill, like playing an instrument, writing a book, learning a language, or starting a business. None of these things happen overnight, and that's okay. In fact, it's beautiful, because real growth, deep, meaningful, lasting growth, is slow. It's gentle. It's patient. It requires you to be kind to yourself when things don't happen as quickly as you hoped. And here's something else to remember. When you focus on progress, you stay motivated. You start noticing how far you've come instead of worrying about how far you still have to go. You begin to trust the process, even when the results take time. You understand that every step, no matter how small or slow, is part of a bigger picture. Some days, progress might look like big leaps. Other days, it's just showing up when you don't feel like it. And that's more than enough, because the goal isn't to finish quickly. It's to keep moving, to keep learning, and to keep growing into the person you were meant to be. So, don't rush your journey. Don't get discouraged because you're not where someone else is. Don't think you have to catch up to anyone. Focus on your progress, at your pace, in your time. Celebrate every step, no matter how small, because in the end, it's not how fast you get there. It's the fact that you kept going. That's what really counts. That's what builds character, strength, and real success. Rule number 5 is a reminder that slow progress is still progress, and often it's the kind that lasts the longest and means the most. Rule 6, serve others along the way. As you journey through life, chasing your dreams, building your future, and growing into your best self, it's easy to get caught up in your own goals. But rule number 6 reminds us of something deeply meaningful and often overlooked. Serve others along the way. Success isn't just about what you achieve for yourself. It's also about how you help others rise with you. In fact, some of the most fulfilling moments in life come not from personal victories, but from lifting someone else up. Whether it's encouraging a friend, helping a stranger, mentoring someone younger, or simply being kind when the world feels cold, these small acts of service create a ripple effect far greater than we often realize. You don't need to be rich or powerful to serve others. You just need to be present, to care, and to use what you have. Your time, your voice, your skills, your empathy, to make someone's day a little better, a little easier, or a little brighter. Serving others doesn't mean you have to put your own dreams aside or give until you're empty. It simply means that as you move forward, you reach back to help someone else take a step too. It's about recognizing that everyone is on a journey, and sometimes the smallest act of kindness, a word of encouragement, a listening ear, a shared resource, can change someone's direction entirely. Maybe someone is struggling with doubt, and your belief in them is the light they needed. Maybe someone is trying to find their way, and your story gives them hope. Every time you serve others, you're planting seeds, seeds of connection, trust, strength, and love. And here's the beautiful part. When you help others grow, you grow too. Serving others teaches humility, compassion, and gratitude. It reminds you that life is not just about climbing to the top, but about bringing others with you. Think of the people who made a difference in your life. A teacher who believed in you, a friend who stood by you, a mentor who shared their wisdom. Those people likely didn't even realize how much they were helping you. They were just being kind, generous, and thoughtful. Now you have the same power. You can be that person for someone else. And the more you give, the more the world gives back. When you live with a spirit of service, opportunities, relationships, and a deep sense of purpose begin to find you, even in your own struggles, helping others can bring unexpected healing and strength. It reminds you that you're part of something bigger than yourself, a human family where everyone's contribution matters. Serving others also keeps you grounded. It keeps you from becoming so focused on success that you forget the values that truly matter. In a world obsessed with fame, money, and status, service brings you back to the heart of what it means to live a good life. It's not about being the richest, the fastest, or the most admired. It's about being useful, being kind, and making a difference in your own unique way. Whether you're sharing your talents, standing up for what's right, volunteering your time, or simply showing compassion to someone in need, every act of service adds value to the world. So wherever you are on your journey, whether you're just starting out, halfway there, or well on your way, never forget rule number 6. Serve others along the way. You don't have to wait until you make it to give back. You can serve with what you have right now, and in doing so, you not only help others, you find deeper meaning in your own path. Because a life lived in service to others is a life filled with purpose, connection, and true success. Rule 7. Take care of your body and mind. In the fast-paced world we live in, where productivity is praised and rest is often overlooked, it's easy to forget that your most valuable asset isn't your job, your goals, or even your achievements. It's you. That's why rule number 7 is so important. Take care of your body and mind. Think of your body and mind as the vehicle that carries you through life. If you don't take care of it, fuel it well, rest it properly, give it maintenance, eventually, it breaks down. You can't chase your dreams, love others deeply, or fully enjoy the beauty of life if you're constantly exhausted, anxious, or running on empty. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. It's what gives you the strength to show up, keep going, and give your best to everything and everyone you care about. And this care isn't something you do only when things fall apart. It's something you practice every day, like brushing your teeth or watering a plant. Taking care of your body means more than just looking good. It's about feeling strong, energized, and balanced. It's choosing to nourish yourself with real food that fuels your energy, drinking water to stay hydrated, getting enough sleep so your brain and body can recover, and moving your body regularly, whether that's walking, dancing, stretching, or playing a sport. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to live in a gym. But you do need to listen to your body. It sends signals when it's tired, when it's hungry, when it needs movement or rest. When you ignore those signals for too long, stress builds up and burnout becomes inevitable. But when you honor those signals, you start to build a relationship of trust with your own body. You begin to feel more in tune with yourself. You become more confident, more resilient, and more prepared to face challenges with strength and focus. But just as important, and often harder to care for, is your mind. Your mental and emotional health affect everything you do. It's the lens through which you see the world. If your mind is cluttered with stress, fear, or negativity, it's hard to stay motivated or happy, no matter how well everything looks on the outside. That's why taking care of your mental health is just as essential as taking care of your physical health. This means giving yourself time to rest, not just sleep, but real rest. Time to unplug, reflect, and just be. It means setting boundaries so you're not constantly drained by people or tasks that don't align with your well-being. It means talking to someone when things feel heavy, a friend, a mentor, or a therapist, And knowing that asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. It means practicing mindfulness, journaling, your thoughts, spending time in nature, or doing anything that brings you peace and clarity. Even 10 quiet minutes a day can help reset your mind and lower stress. And here's a powerful truth. When you take care of your body and mind, everything else in life improves. Your work gets better because you have more focus and energy. Your relationships deepen because you're more present and emotionally available. Your creativity flows because your brain isn't clogged with exhaustion or stress. You begin to enjoy life more, not because everything is perfect, but because you feel more balanced, more whole, more alive. Self-care isn't a luxury, it's a foundation. Just like a tree needs strong roots to grow, tall, you need to care for your inner and outer well-being to grow into your full potential. So don't wait until you're burned out, sick, or overwhelmed to start caring for yourself. Start today, even in small ways. Stretch in the morning, drink a glass of water, take 5 minutes to breathe deeply. Say no when something drains your energy. Say yes to things that restore it. Because rule number 7 reminds us that you only get one body, one mind, one life. And the better you care for them, the farther and more joyfully you'll go. Your dreams need you healthy. Your loved ones need you well. And most importantly, you deserve to feel good, inside and out. Make self-care a priority, not just once in a while, but every single day. Rule 8, stay humble, stay curious. As you grow in life, whether through learning, achieving your goals, or overcoming challenges, there's a quiet yet powerful rule that helps you go farther and live more meaningfully. Stay humble, stay curious. Humility and curiosity are like two wings that keep you balanced and help you soar. Staying humble means recognizing that no matter how much you've accomplished, there's always more to learn, more to understand, and more ways to grow. It means not letting pride blind you or success make you forget where you started. It's understanding that every person you meet, no matter their age, background, or experience, has something to teach you. Humility doesn't mean putting yourself down or acting small. It means having the strength to admit you don't know everything and the grace to listen, to learn, and to appreciate others. Humble people don't need to prove how smart or important they are. Their quiet confidence speaks louder than any boast ever could. On the other side of this powerful combination is curiosity, the deep, childlike desire to explore, ask questions, and understand the world more deeply. Curious people never stop learning. They ask why and how not, because they want to impress anyone, but because they truly want to grow. They read, they observe, they seek out new experiences. They understand that knowledge isn't a destination, it's a lifelong journey. When you stay curious, you become more open-minded, more creative, and more adaptable. You don't fear what you don't know. You lean into it. You see failure not as proof that you're not good enough, but as a stepping stone toward wisdom. And because you're curious, you're more likely to try new things, meet new people, and discover passions you never even knew existed. The combination of humility and curiosity creates a powerful attitude, the ability to succeed without arrogance and to grow without fear. Humble and curious people don't just make great leaders, they make great human beings. They listen more than they talk. They lift others up. They don't judge quickly or assume they have all the answers. They're open to feedback, hungry for new perspectives, and willing to admit when they're wrong. That makes them trustworthy, approachable, and wise. In relationships, they build deeper connections. In business or education, they innovate. In life, they stay grounded while still reaching high. And let's be honest, the moment we stop being curious or humble, we stop growing. If you think you know everything, you close the door to discovery. If you think you're better than others, you isolate yourself from collaboration and wisdom. But when you stay humble, you invite grace. When you stay curious, you invite wonder. This doesn't mean you can't be proud of your achievements. You should be. But let pride be a quiet fire inside you, not a loud voice outside of you. Let your curiosity drive you to ask more, learn more, and imagine more. Because the world is vast, and life has layers of meaning we only uncover when we stay open and eager to explore. So no matter how far you go, how much you achieve, or how wise you become, remember rule number 8. Stay humble. Stay curious. Be proud of how far you've come, but always know there's more to learn. Never let success close your heart or silence your questions. Keep your feet on the ground and your eyes wide open. Let every person you meet, every book you read, every moment you live be an opportunity to grow. Because in the end, it's not the loudest or the smartest who go the farthest. It's those who are willing to listen, to learn, and to wonder, always. Rule 9. Define success for yourself. In a world that constantly tells you what success should look like, expensive cars, big houses, millions of followers, or a perfect resume, rule number 9. Define success for yourself is a powerful reminder to step back, reflect, and ask, what truly matters to me? You see, if you spend your whole life chasing someone else's version of success, you may one day reach the top of the mountain only to realize it was the wrong one. Real success isn't about copying someone else's journey or measuring your life by society's standards. It's about knowing who you are, what brings you joy, what fills your heart with meaning, and what kind of life you want to create. For some, success might mean starting a family and raising kind, happy children. For others, it could be traveling the world, building a business, creating art, helping their community, or simply living with peace and balance. There is no one-size-fits-all definition. Your version of success should be as unique as your fingerprint, because you are not here to live anyone else's story. Defining success for yourself means looking inward instead of outward. It means taking the time to understand your values, your dreams, your limits, and your strengths. It means asking deep, honest questions. What makes me feel alive? What kind of person do I want to be? What impact do I want to have on the people around me? Maybe your success doesn't involve fame or fortune at all. Maybe it's about healing, growing, learning, or simply making it through tough times with your head held high. And that's beautiful. Because success isn't always loud or visible. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes success is waking up early to take care of your mental health. Sometimes it's saying no to things that drain your spirit. Sometimes it's showing up for a friend when they need you most, or pushing through fear to follow your dreams. Those moments count. They matter deeply. When you define success on your own terms, you also take back your power. You stop living to impress others or meet unrealistic expectations. You stop feeling behind because someone else is achieving something you don't even want. You begin to live with more intention and clarity, and the pressure to keep up fades away because you realize, I'm not in a race. I'm building a life that fits me. That's freedom. That's peace. And ironically, when you stop chasing what everyone else wants, you become more successful in the truest sense because you're aligned with your purpose. You're not just existing. You're living in a way that feels honest and fulfilling. Remember, success isn't a destination. It's a feeling. It's waking up and feeling proud of the life you're creating, even if it's not flashy. It's looking in the mirror and knowing you're staying true to your heart. It's being at peace with your journey, knowing you're walking your path, not someone else's. And yes, your definition of success might change over time. That's okay. As you grow, your dreams will shift. What matters is that you keep checking in with yourself and adjusting your goals to reflect who you are now. Because you are the only one who can define what a meaningful life looks like for you. So hold on to rule number 9. Define success for yourself. Don't be afraid to dream differently. Don't be afraid to let go of what doesn't feel true. You don't need the whole world's approval. You just need to live a life that feels right in your soul. When you define success in your own words, on your own terms, you create a life that is not only fulfilling but deeply yours. And that is the greatest success of all. Final thought. Embracing the 9 rules of success. As we bring together the 9 powerful rules of success, start small but start anyway. Be consistent, not perfect. Learn from failure, not fear it. Surround yourself with the right people. Focus on progress, not speed. Serve others along the way. Take care of your body and mind. Stay humble. Stay curious, and define success for yourself. One final thought rises above them all. Success is not a fixed destination, but a lifelong journey of becoming the best, truest version of yourself. These rules are not rigid instructions or a one-time checklist. They are guiding principles that help you live with intention, purpose, and heart. They remind you that greatness isn't reserved for the lucky or the flawless. It belongs to those who keep showing up, who keep learning, who keep growing. Even when life gets messy, even when it's slow, even when no one's watching. Real success isn't measured only by trophies, money, or applause. It's measured by how deeply you live, how kindly you treat others, and how courageously you follow your own path. Think of these 9 rules as the roots of a strong tree. They ground you when life gets stormy. They nourish your growth and keep you reaching upward. But here's the secret. You don't need to master them all at once. Just start with one. Then take another step. And another. If you start small, stay consistent, and let go of fear, you will slowly build a life filled with strength and meaning. If you choose the right people, take care of your well-being, and serve others, You'll never walk alone. If you stay curious and humble, you'll keep learning. And if you define success on your own terms, you'll find deep joy, not just in your victories, but in the journey itself. These rules are not about becoming someone else. They are about becoming you, your best self, a person who rises after falling, who listens and learns, who builds, shares, grows, and gives, a person who doesn't just exist but lives with intention. You don't need to rush, compare, or chase someone else's dream. You only need to honor your own path, step by step. Because every great success story, every inventor, artist, athlete, parent, leader, or quiet hero started where you are now, with a dream, a spark, a decision to begin. So carry these rules with you. Let them guide you, support you, and remind you that you are capable of far more than you realize. The journey won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. You are not just chasing success, you are becoming it.